What's going on, everyone? Wanted to take the time to first off use the green screen for the first time in an official video, which I think is pretty cool. Also answer a very important question that a fellow follower on Twitter had, Mr. Jeff Murray. He kind of called into question our ethical standards and also other tech tubers that he watches. A bit confused as to what dictates an ad, whether or not we're getting paid for reviews or just ad spots, kind of where the gray lines are and how we particularly handle things like that. So I'm going to talk in this video about our ethical standpoints, kind of how we do things here, and for the sake of other tech tubers out there, kind of speak on some of their behalf, because I know that some of them do things a certain way, but I would encourage all of them, all the major guys out there, all the big league players, to either create a dedicated video like this one or answer these questions on their social media platforms to help appease the concerns of their viewers. So first, I'm going to read Jeff's 4 tweets so you get an idea of where he's coming from. You're not going to believe the timing on this, but I just now opened a tab to look at my Twitter feed to make a comment about something related to this one. Don't worry about the post he's talking about. I've been noticing in the past 3 to 6 months that all of my favorite YouTube tech channels are doing many, and in some cases, a majority of their content being paid or non-paid advertising for products under the umbrella of reviews or outright promotional ads. This trend is really worrisome to me. I initially subbed to these channels for the pure education that they were teaching me, and now I don't feel as if I'm being taught anything anymore, but rather being sold a product or service under the guise of education. I am thinking of what I should do with my feelings in this, considering the reasons I subbed to these tech channels in the first place. Are my thoughts out of place here? Are you in disagreement with my sentiments on where things like this have been heading of late? Or is this becoming the new norm for YouTube channels to keep a revenue stream coming in just to make a living? So I want to start off by saying that under no circumstance should any person or business sacrifice his or her or its ethics for the sake of making a living. That's basically saying that it's okay to take money for the sake of compromising what you deem as right and wrong. Another point that Jeff brings up is that he thinks that some tech tubers are being paid to review products. Now that, just kind of like in a black and white sense, is wrong. I will take a stand on that right now. Being paid by a company to review a product is just shady at best. And the reason why I think that is because if you want more money from a company, you're going to keep saying good things about their products, right? They're going to keep wanting to send you things as long as you say good things about them. And the moment that you say something wrong, they're going to cut that funding. Totally get that. But what if a company wanted to pay for shelf space? That is the opportunity for the tech tuber to review the product. What they're saying is essentially, hey, look, you have tons of companies wanting you to review their products, so we're going to pay you, I don't know, $1,000 to put our product at the top of your list so you can make that video next. There's still the issue of being paid for a review, though. I mean, no matter how you look at it, no matter how unbiased you think you are, you love the fact that a company is giving you cash essentially to review their product. It doesn't matter what the intention of the payment was, you're attributing that review to the money you received, and that is a huge ethical issue in my book. I will admit I was on the fence about this at one point until a few of the bigger tech tubers out there, I know Jay for one, really stuck his neck out, and I appreciate him for doing that, made a very clear point that receiving money at all for any type of review is a bad idea. Even if you trust yourself, if you trust your neutrality in a review, the fact is, if anyone even finds out that you're getting paid to review a product, it isn't going to end very well. So that is why it will never happen on this channel. I will never receive money for a product review or product review consideration. Now, if a company is paying money for, hey, promote this product, that's totally different. That is called an advertisement, okay? They are paying for the promotion. They're paying for you to say good things about their product. I'm about to do a video for Intel on Optane. That is a paid video. It's a paid sponsorship. They want me to say good things about it. I'm going to inform the audience of what Optane does, but I'm also not going to say anything negative about it because it is an advertisement. And I will be sure to let everyone know as such right at the beginning of that video. All tech tubers should and usually do this. So there's the difference between a paid review and a sponsored video. One is wrong in my book, and one is okay as long as the audience is all right with it. I mean, if they don't want to watch an advertisement, they'll just click away to something else. They're not losing anything. They're not being misled. I'm not going to say anything that's inaccurate in the sponsored video, but I'm not going to take the time to point out some flaws. Now, there's a third concern I want to bring up regarding Jeff's tweets, and that has to do with paid promotional spots. Usually at the beginnings of videos, they last about 15 seconds or so. so, where they say, hey, check out so-and-so's product. We want you to, click on the link in the video description and purchase a product, blah, blah, blah. Maybe get a discount code or something to kind of stimulate that purchase, right? They want the buyer to click the link, and then they want the buyer to click the buy button once they click on that link in the description. It's a call to action. It's what an ad is supposed to be. It's how it drives sales. So a company comes to, let's say they come to me and they say, hey, we want to pay you $100 to insert this ad for this case. If the case costs $10, they're banking on me being able to sell about 10 cases at least for them to get a return on their investment and for me to have a decent paycheck to go home with. I don't lose anything in the long run, just a few minutes of filming B-roll. They don't lose anything in the long run as long as they make sales. And the customer, the viewer, usually doesn't lose anything either because it's like, what, 15 seconds? Okay, just fast forward if you don't want to watch the ad. The ethical question, though, is whether or not it's okay to promote a product with which you have no experience. I try my best to not promote products and advertisements and just full-on dedicated videos that I'm not familiar with, because if the product ends up sucking and a bunch of my viewers end up clicking and buying the product and finding out that it does in fact suck, they're going to come back to me and say, hey Greg, why did you promote such a crap product? And then from then on out, they might not trust my reviews or my opinions on other products because I'm just ill-informed, right? So this is more or less a question of integrity, not necessarily ethics, although they do both go hand in hand, obviously. So if I promote a product that sucks, people aren't going to trust my opinion anymore when it comes to any other product. My viewership will go down. I might lose subs in the process, and then I really get hit hard in the long run. So there's kind of an incentive there to not promote a product that sucks, but some people will do it anyway because, hey, fat paychecks, right? So I want to thank Jeff for the tweets. I'm grateful that he had the courage to ask that question, and he asked it in the right way. He didn't ask it in a snarky way and kind of like trying to demean tech tubers and stuff, because then I don't even give you the time of day, whatever, I'll ignore it. But he asked it in a genuine fashion, and I appreciate him asking the question. I encourage all of you to check the integrity of the channels that you watch, even ours, especially ours, because if you don't agree with something or a way of doing something, then you should tell us, because we need to check ourselves, change the structure if it is wrong, so that we can keep our integrity in check. This is a science channel after all. Most of that stuff is fairly objective, but when it comes to reviews and being paid for products and product placements and advertisements, I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way, and that's where all of you come into play. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. For the opposite, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more videos like this. This is Science Studio. Thanks for asking with us.